Hey guys, I sent you one of these. It's a wire. This is a wire tightening tool. The reason I sent it to you is because back when I was about 40 years old, I saw this clamp type tool at one of the aviation shows I went to, and I never bought it because they wanted like 60 bucks for it. And over the years, I could have used it so many times, and so it looks, a clamp type tool looks a little bit like this. I built one. It's a really good tool, but they're expensive. So I went down kind of a rabbit hole and I built a bunch of different kinds, and I like this one. And it works really good for tightening wire up. You can use it for wrapping a split hammer. You can use it for making clamps on hoses, which is what you normally use it for. You can make it, you can lash metal together, and I'll show you some examples of all that in a second. I'm going to try to make this part quick. So I lashed two together. This is a clamp that I've made. I want to show you how to use it, and then I'm going to show you how to lash, and then I'm going to show you just how to make a quick clamp. So these are really easy to do, and they're easy to do, and I'm going to make it quick for you, and then at the end I'm going to show you some other clamp tools and stuff that you don't have to really see, but at least you'll know how to make a clamp that works better than these, and it works better than another kind of clamp that I'm going to show you how to use with aviation twist lock. Right here, you just put the wires through the drilled holes in the wing nut, get it as close as you can, and twist it up pretty tight towards the wing nut. That way it won't have any chance to pull the wires out while you're tightening. Those wires are extremely sharp. I've poked myself many times and they go right into your skin, so cut them off and bend them forward. And here you place the nose of the tool in the wire, and you start tightening it up. And if you notice, I'm using the tool to ratchet it a little bit to make it so that it doesn't get so tight. And here I'm just modifying the wires, straightening them up, making them aesthetically pleasing to myself. And it's not necessary. It does a great job of clamping without you making the wires super neat or Here I'm tightening up the wires again to make it easier. You see me just ratchet it up a little bit and pull the wires, and then it makes it easier for me to turn that screw with my hand. Instead of doing this and then keep camming it over and getting it tight, you can use the end here. That's pretty close to being flush with the tube there. That's pretty good. Now I'm just going to take it and cam it over. These wires will stick into the tube itself. Move them in like that. And you push them into the, it doesn't have any, it won't catch anything. It's important, this geometry. This is 5/32 music wire, but any 5/32 will do, because I put this is a 1/4 inch. You gotta drill a hole in the end of the 1/4 inch. I put a magnet in a bunch of these, but it works okay without the magnet. Okay, that's the end of the quick tutorial. I'm going to add some other stuff that's just information, but it's not part of the tutorial on how to use that tool I sent you guys. Okay, so this is the tool I made for myself. It's not stainless steel. This is just a zinc-plated carbon steel. It's the same end piece, and I put a magnet in there so that it would not come out if you shake it. Also, I just took a plate and I threaded this 1/4-20 and a couple of holes like so, and that's how I made my my tool that I like the best. But since you're probably only going to use this maybe once every year or every 6 months or something, I thought that I just make you one. It was stainless steel, didn't rust. It was easy to put in your toolbox. You're smart to cut this off. I've poked myself many times with this wire and it hurts. So just take this and bend it upwards to the front and then it won't cut you. Okay, so I like to make the angle where the angle of the wire is straight off the top of the lashing. So this wire here is pretty straight, and then I tighten it up. I try to keep it straight. So I move it around. So that it's pretty straight. And I just keep doing that until I'm happy with how tight it is. If you do it too tight, you'll cut the hose or break the wire. So that's really, really tight. That'll seal any kind of pressure that this hose could take. And this goes over the top, and the wire locks right here. And then I want to make sure that the wire gets buried into the hose here. Okay, this is how I used to do these. I used to just take a piece of wire, wrap it around twice like that, and then I'd take my lock pliers. You can buy these at Harbor Freight if you ever want them. And then, you know, you push this down and you slide that down and it locks on there. And then you twist the wire like so. And then you get down tighter with the twist. You just twist it by hand, and then you push and you pull real tight, lots of pressure, and you twist and you pull and you twist and you pull and you twist and you pull and you twist. And then if you twist too much, this will break real easily. But if you look here, you can see that the wire is a little bit below the tubing, so it is tightening on the tubing. You can take your pliers and you can cut it, or your cutters, and you can cut it, and then you bend this part here in a little bit, like so, and then you squish this down. And you try to make it so the end that's very sharp is into the actual end of the tubing. And this is how I did all of my clamps for years. with like 1/4-inch tubing on fuel line on the airplanes and all that stuff. But it's not nearly as good as using the clamp tool with just one run, and the clamp tool with 2 runs is extremely good at. So guys, that's why I sent you a clamp tool. Hope you can use it. You know, I made a bunch of them, so I'll do some other videos if you're even interested. But I really hope that you get some good use out of that tool that I sent you.